guys, welcome to Huntsville Art Supplies. We have with us today Rayne Lowry.
Hi.
She's going to demonstrate for us Faber-Castell pencils, watercolor pencils, using something that she's already started, and it's a mixed media piece. She is also one of the finalists from our Huntsville Art Supplies first gift card contest. So we're really excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is an incredible opportunity. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so glad. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually flip down to what the piece that she's working on, and I'm going to pepper her with questions while she tries to use the art side and the and the answer question side of the brain.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. All right. So what we have, now why do you like Faber-Castell pencils, colored pencils?
I like the pigment in them, and I really just like it because I like to really get really zoned into detail, and I feel like using pencils I can get really small better than I can with paint. So that's like the main reason I like using it and I also like it for layering. I'm kind of impatient, so I like that it's dry and I can layer it and then kind of go about my piece. I don't have to sit for an extended period.
So I know this wasn't on our question list, but I'm gonna ask. So,
yeah, go for it.
So do you usually work on one piece at a time, or?
No, I have so many unfinished projects at home right now. I kind of bounce around just as my interests, and I also feel like while I'm working on a piece, I get an idea for a new piece, and I'm like, I'm gonna go do that, and then I forget about it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to finish that. So quite the multitasker.
I think you're in good company.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to just go ahead and get started?
Yeah, sure.
How do you decide what you're going to start on?
I like working from light to dark typically, or I'll just pick the area I'm most excited to do first. I think I'm gonna start with her skin area and kind of work that in, and then maybe go into the hair, and I'm kind of figuring out the color palette as I go, so we'll see what it looks like at the end. So.
And I know she toned the overall background a pinky color.
Yeah, I actually toned it with tea. It was a berry ashwagandha tea. So
really?
I wanted it to be kind of brown, but it came out pink, and I was like, that's fine. I like that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll just start here. So I'm just kind of layering in the base layer of the skin, what I feel like the main overall tone's gonna be. And then I kind of add in the shadows, and then I go in with a highlight after that, or I'll try to leave the open space where I want to put the highlights, and then put those in.
Is the drawing sealed with anything before you start doing this? Or?
No, just the tea and pencil.
Do you usually use a tea or some sort of base to tone your painting?
Sometimes. I don't like just having a plain white background. I feel like it looks like something's missing, so I try to put in a wash over my paper first, or try to figure out what I want the background to be and kind of put that in, and then work on the foreground. Because so many times I've started the foreground and then I'm like, I need a background, and then I end up painting over my foreground, and I'm like, okay, I'll just start over. So yeah.
That looks so relaxing.
The sound is nice. A little ASMR moment here.
Oh yeah.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Oh yeah, she's got it. Hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. Do you like to tone your canvases?
Yeah, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, this is the difference between my generation and your generation. You're totally used to saying all that.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you like about watercolor pencils as compared to traditional color pencils?
So I kind of like paints, and I like to mix it. Down here I have kind of acrylic and stuff, so I like that I have the option. If I decide I want it to be more painterly, I can do that, versus if I decide to leave it as colored pencil, I can also do that. It just gives me options. I'm very indecisive. I really don't know what choice I'm gonna make until I get there, which is anxiety inducing, but also part of the journey, I guess. So I just like options, and I feel like watercolor pencils, it also allows me to like blend stuff better with painting and things like that.
So do you have any tips for somebody that's just now trying like the watercolor pencils?
Yeah, I think working light to dark is a good one, because if you try to, like when you're blending it especially, because when you go to blend dark and you drag that into your light, it's going to completely disappear. So it's like a good thing to remember to like start at the light one and go work from that direction, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Still kind of figuring it out here. So add a little like brown here. It's also good because like I like to just kind of etch stuff in too, and it allows me to do that versus something that feels more permanent, like putting paint down.
Well, she's already starting to come forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing this?
I've drawn pretty much most of my life. I've always been into art. It's something that's just always been a hobby of mine. I was definitely the person that like doodled an eye on all of my homework.
Hey, I did too.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just relaxing to me. I like the creativity it gives me. I actually worked as a tattoo artist for a short period.
Oh, wow.
So that was fun.
That had to give you a lot of confidence in your drawing.
Yeah, it was also scary because, like, if I mess up, I mess up. You
Right.
know what I mean? But it was fun, and I do think I improved a lot in it. I am going to kind of just see what happens when I go in here with this. I also like it too because it, like, softens it, and I like a soft touch in my paintings. So it allows me to just kind of, like, blend stuff out and give it a delicate touch.
That is nice. So as an artist that's just starting, would you recommend that they like test this on another little piece of paper before they commit to it, or is it okay to commit to the marks and colors that you're making now with watercolor?
That's
pencils?
a good question. I think it just depends on how you are as an artist. If you're someone that likes to really plan things out, then it's good to test it, but it's also fun to just kind of see what happens. And, you know, if you don't like it, you can always start over. I think it just depends on what feels more natural to you and what is the most fun doing it. Like, if you don't want to just do like 30 rough drafts before you start, then just go for it. But if you're someone that likes planning, then that's okay too. I don't think there's a right or wrong.
Love that. I think so many people are just afraid to even start.
Yeah, I've definitely had to overcome that for sure, and get out of my comfort zone too. Because like going back to the eye thing, there was a period where I was like, I want to draw something really cool, and then I got the eyes down, but everything else was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's good to also kind of push yourself out of that comfort zone. Sometimes what's scary is what's really good for you, and that's how you grow, I think.
That's good advice.
So yeah, I'm gonna just keep building away here.
I get asked a lot, how many layers do you put? So do you actually count, or you're like, I'm just gonna go until I'm satisfied with it?
Probably that one.
Yeah.
I do feel like I can get really just zoned into something, and I'm like still layering like one little tiny piece, and it's like 3 hours. I'm gonna try to make it not that long in this video. But yeah, I could definitely like zone out and just keep adding to it and picking at it. Sometimes I overwork it too, so I have to kind of remind myself like, give it a minute, and come back to it. But
well, in the piece that you submitted for the gift card contest was digital.
yeah.
Which do you prefer? Do you like the digital or analog style?
I think I do prefer, as just an art more hands-on analog. I
That's
like
what
that.
I call it.
I like that term. To me, I really feel like my art shines through more, and there's more me in it when I do it personally. But I do like digital for when there's a time crunch, because you know, or if I don't want to clean up a mess. I also, going back to the planning thing, sometimes I'll do something digital just to see if I like test this color out before I move it to an actual painting. So that way it's quicker, and I can kind of gauge like different ideas before busting out all the paint and making a mess in my room.
Yeah, because you're a mixed media artist. Mixed media, that requires like all the things.
Yeah, fully maximalist in my art. It's really just because, again, I'm indecisive and I just want to try something out before I just see what happens in it a lot. So
I'm going to flip the script on you there. Instead of saying indecisive, you're experimentalist.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I like that.
Positive aspect.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the only way, like, art, in my viewpoint, is it's constant experimentation. And taking those risks, I mean, really, what are you losing? You're not losing anything. You're finding new and creative ways to do things. So take the risk, experiment, and play. And that is looking really, really cute.
Well, thank you. I agree with that. And I feel like you end up getting really cool results from experimenting and things that maybe, if it goes wrong, you know, to quote Bob Ross here, sometimes it looks cool what ends up happening accidentally.
Yeah.
As well, so.
Happy little accident.
Yeah. You use oils typically, right?
Yeah, so oils are, for me, the most forgiving. And so I don't, some of my art I really don't plan. And so it allows me to, like when I say I don't plan, I gesture draw like in a big circle. Here's where a mouse is going to go. And then here's where this is going to go. And so I lay out compositionally what I'm thinking, but I don't draw the detail. Like this is very detailed. I don't do that in the art that I do for fun. Commissions I 100% do. But yeah, and it just allows me to add stuff where I want it and then change my mind.
Yeah, I like that. I want to learn oils more. I have like a really cheap set at home, but every time I try to paint with them, I'm like, what is happening? That is something I do want to learn more. I love the look of oil too.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely like you've got the foundation to be able to do it, because like you could do all the mixed media things that you do, the watercolor, the acrylic, the colored pencils, the watercolor pencils. You can do all of that and then even apply on top of it some sort of oil, and you don't even have to like what you did here, you applied a wash, that could be the background. So you don't have to move everything into oil.
Yeah, you're right.
But you can't go back.
Yeah. You ruin a pencil that way.
Yeah. No, I noticed like when with your pieces, there's a lot of big eyes. What is your inspiration?
I feel like it's something I've always liked artistically. I had a big anime phase in middle school, so like big eyes there all the way. And then Tim Burton is like a big inspiration to me, and I loved how his characters, there's just something, and again, drawing the eye on the homework,
right.
it all goes back to that. And I like getting a lot of detail in my eyes too. I feel like they're really expressive and fun to draw. And then I discovered the art style of pop surrealism, where it's pretty common of the art style to have these like really big eyes and these kind of like features, and I just really love the look of it. I think it's interesting to me to look at. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something I think looks cool, and I can like add my little like gothic twist to it, and I like how it ends up looking.
Yeah.
I love your pet portraits though, they're so pretty.
think what I'm going to do now is just kind of let you do your thing, and I'm going to let the video keep running.
Okay.
And then I can always speed it up during this process.
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
Because you can relax into it, and then yeah, I'll speed it up during this.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to go help these folks.
Alright, have
And
fun.
this is at the 15-minute mark. Okay.
It's already been 15 minutes.
Isn't that funny?
That's crazy.
So 15-minute speed. Okay. Okay, relax and play.
Okay. See you later.
Okay. And I'll flip it to. Oh, not that one. Not that one. Okay. Well, I'll fix that later. Did you guys need help finding anything?
Does it matter at the time? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
you guys just come in, it's a good room from menu.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could do something like that, and if you wanted to do it this way, like something over, then we could do like gift card or some nice paper that would be workable for you for sure.
Yeah, she's really into like drawing and she yeah, she does. But like at school she was using the Pelican brand and she showed me this palette but it was but she was like kept saying gouache and I was like, they're two different things. So like yeah. So but she had asked for some gouache colors. So I was like, okay. Fine, but yeah. She's 13. Yes. Well, I don't know. She's the middle child, so there are times. No.
Now, how long do you usually spend? Let's see, 21 minutes. Bring back 21 minutes. So, how long do you usually spend a session? Like, do you count the hours, or is it just, I've got...
I just go till I'm hungry, really.
Go to... And that's why you're so thin.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of zone out and realize like the whole day's gone by. Sometimes I feel like I have more patience than other days. Really just depends on the day, I guess. No. But I can like sit at a painting the entire day if I'm really zoned into it. Again, that's just me like locked in. And
you usually keep it on the table, or do you have it on an easel? How do you work?
Actually just sit on my floor mostly.
Oh my word.
It wrecks my back, absolutely. But I don't know. I like having floor time. Or I'll like sit on my bed sometimes too. I have a desk in my room, but I don't really utilize it. Maybe I should. Maybe that can be part of my New Year's goals. Use the desk.
It's helping you probably with flexibility and all that.
Yeah,
I know.
there you go.
We all need that.
Yeah. I also just feel like I sit in weird positions too. As a default, I look like Gollum in my room, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a big email of information.
I think I'll kind of let the face like sit for a minute. There's definitely more I want to do to it, but I'm gonna move to the hair now, just to kind of. Sometimes you need to let it rest. You know what I mean?
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So how did you know when to stop right there on that one?
Sometimes you can just. It's kind of a feeling. I don't know how to explain it. You just like when you keep adding something and feel like it's not absorbing it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like sometimes the paper, there's like a look to it to me where I'm like, I'll come back to that. Or sometimes I just like to let it sit just to see how it looks once I add in the rest of the details.
Yeah.
So then come back to it and see where to go from there as well. So I'm gonna do another like base layer. I want her hair to be kind of like ashy and muted a little bit. I like very like muted color palettes or like dusty pastels. I like those too. I like my colors to look like what it looks like on like a foggy day after it's rained. I like that kind of look in my stuff as well.
Very soothing.
Yeah. It's also good for just like getting shadows in. I feel like that underneath kind of layer.
So you're selecting the colors based on how you want people to feel when they look at it, or even how you feel when you look at it.
I would say that. Yeah, I feel like colors definitely evoke emotion. There's a whole science behind it and stuff. So.
Yeah, just that color right there is starting to make the face, pop.
Thank you.
It's separating it out.
Thank you.
It's pretty cool.
I need you sitting with me every time I draw. You can like hype me up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like, this is so much patience. With, you got like this little circular pencil stroke.
With colored pencil, I think circles help kind of fill it more and make it more blended looking, in my opinion, than just like.
And it looks like you're using like a hot press paper.
I don't really know. I found
Put
this.
some texture
I
to
actually
it.
found this paper at a thrift store. There was like a sketchbook that was completely unused for like $3, and it's like this thick.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, score.
Yeah.
I like to look in thrift stores for a lot of my art supplies, especially like finding lace and things like that to add on to paintings and stuff. I like mixing textiles with art. I think it looks very pretty.
Yeah, you had mentioned that you were planning on maybe adding some lace to this.
Yeah.
What are you thinking with that?
I thought maybe I thought this lace was pretty and like maybe doing like a lace border around it. I'm not sure yet though. I'm gonna have to see what it looks like once I finish.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just an idea I'm tweaking with.
Oh.
I also have some other like I have like ribbon with me. I like this purple color.
Oh, that's gonna look beautiful with the hair. And
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing. I have no clue yet. This blue green color. What drew you to art?
I needed relaxation. And I needed to develop something that was mine and not doing it for somebody else.
Yeah.
I would sit in meetings and listen to people talk about like what words to use and when we were defining requirements for software implementation. And so I just remember in particular one meeting where we were talking about is it optionally required or conditionally required? And it means the same thing. And we changed the wording like 3 times in 3 different meetings, and I'm just like sitting there going, "This is idiotic. I got to do something that helps me release that," because I put my work ethic is that I do everything for my work, and it means something to me.
Yeah.
And so having to constantly change something that was idiotic, and it was frustrating. So I wouldn't sleep. I would have dreams about work and all that. And so I had to find.
I've had those.
Yeah.
You don't even get paid for that shift.
Oh yeah,
In
that's
your
right.
dreams.
You don't get paid. But the funny thing is now I literally had a dream. Last week I was counting colored pencils in my dream. So it's like, but I didn't mind that one.
Yeah. I always have the I'm running late dream, and it's like no matter what I do, I can't get there in time.
Yeah.
That's a big one that I have. But yeah, I like that. I do think art is kind of like the ultimate freedom.
Yeah.
In a way, you can do whatever, you can make whatever, you can express whatever.
Mhm.
So I think that was a big thing for me too. It kind of gave me like a place to put my voice as someone who's very shy and often unsure of most things. So yeah.
I think it helps everybody. We were even at a group in here last night, and as soon as they all started doing art, it got so quiet. Everybody just kind of pulls in, the mind quiets, they quiet. It just helps.
Yeah, there's also like a feeling of community with that, even though you're not speaking. You're
Yeah.
all like doing something together, and that feels nice too.
And then when everybody was done, they would go around and ooh and ah over everybody's
Yeah.
work, and it was just, it's a mutual admiration society because it's like we all just love what each other's doing.
That's so nice. I really like what you have here. Like I came here for one of the art cafes and collaging, and it was really fun. I liked meeting some of the people that would come in, and I don't know, there's something nice about having a community of other artists.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like about Low Mill itself. Arts and Entertainment Building is all go and randomly just start talking to other people and going into their studios and seeing what they're doing, and it's just a great place to like meet other people who do what you do, but do it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because your way isn't always the right way, type of thing,
Right.
And that helps you get out of your space to experiment and play.
For sure.
And they help a lot because I know Anne next door. She'll get advice from other sculptors. She's playing and sculpting, and it's just a great community. There's not a lot of gatekeepers here.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be around other artists because you can get inspired by them and see new techniques, and it also like gives you you all have like a shared common ground and hobby, and that's really uniting as well.
You got a lot of dexterity holding that pencil too. It's going all like different directions and everything. I'm like,
I think that's from tattooing. I have to like pull a line this way, and I think that's where that comes from.
that's pretty swift.
That's funny.
See, every art plays into the next art, you know. Speaking of, I'm not hearing the buzz today from the tattoo lady. I guess not.
I like Sue. She's extremely talented.
Yeah. Oh no, she's there. She's just not. Maybe she's working on a drawing for somebody.
Shout out Cycle Tattoo for all your tattoo needs.
That means a lot. You coming from another tattoo artist.
She did my Calico Critter tattoo right
that's
here.
cute.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorites on my body.
Did you draw it or did she draw it?
No, it's based off of like an actual like. There's like these little toys that are like felted, and I have way too many of them. And I was like, I want a little guy on my arm, so it's like based off one of the Halloween ones where he's in like a ghost costume.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you can kind of like see my layering. I like to like add colors and just kind of mix them until it looks good. That's very subjective, but
Well, it looks the way you want it to look.
yeah.
When you made your piece for the Huntsville Art Supplies gift card contest, did you do that specifically for the contest, or was that like an idea that you, or did the contest inspire that idea?
Oh yeah, the contest inspired it. I made it for the contest. The theme was Rocket City, and I was like, well, everyone's gonna do a rocket. So I was like, I can't just draw a rocket. I gotta do something. And then I like drawing these characters. I feel like all my art kind of has like a person in it. That's just what I really love to draw. So I was like, how can I incorporate? And then I thought about the retrofuturism movement, and I love the color palette in it. And I was like, well, that works. Like, it's got a rocket in it. That fits.
Yeah.
And then just the pop surrealism vibes. So that was kind of my inspo. But yeah, I usually don't draw like kind of sci-fi space stuff, so it was a really fun challenge. And then I also just took elements from around Huntsville to put in there, the little skyline and stuff like that.
Do you enter in a lot of competitions?
No, not really. I'm starting to like try to be more confident in myself, to put myself out there. I think a big thing for me is like, not to make this depressing, but my cat recently passed away. And that's been really hard for me. She was my baby, so I've kind of just been throwing myself into my hobbies like full speed, so I don't have to think about our own mortality. So I saw that and I was like, well, this will be a fun thing to kind of focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did really enjoy it. I'm really happy with what I made. I thought it looked pretty cool in the end.
Yeah, it did. Oh, we already sold a couple prints.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's been pretty neat.
So let that dry, and then I'll add darker tones into it to like bring that out. I think now I'll go to her dress. We'll start there. I'm kind of just going down, I guess. I think she wants a pink dress. That's what I'm feeling. She's kind of like pastel goth.
Pastel goth. 35-minute mark. We're gonna speed up again.
Okay.
I'll let you relax into that. No worries. That's why I don't do color pencil. It takes forever.
Yeah.
With the oil painting, it's just like lay down a mark, and you're like, okay. Let the brush do the work.
Yeah. It takes a while to dry though.
Oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can manipulate the drying time by
Do you
using
just
mediums.
Like a hair dryer on it? Or?
No, like depending on the medium that you use, you can extend the drying time or shorten it. And there's a concept of fat over thin, and that fat is the actual fat that resides in the oil, in the oil paint, like linseed oil. That's the fat. If you add more fat into it, it extends the drying time. If you use I use Galkid and Gamsol to thin the paint. Gamsol to thin the paint, that's going to make it dry faster. And then Galkid allows it to get sticky, so you can apply and make it dry faster, so you can actually apply layer upon layer, and it'll stick.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. And depending on the size of the painting, I'll put in like linseed oil to allow it to stay wet for like a week, and that way I can come back to it and still continue to blend.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's about the only planning I do with some of the stuff.
Hey, that's a solid plan. Cause yeah, when I've worked with oils, I've just kind of gone straight at it, and then like I'll just try to add another color, and then it's like all just mushed together, and I was like,
Yeah.
So I get into the colored pencils. I like that I can like just really just pick at it forever, and it still kind of come out okay.
Oh, that's looking really good.
Thank you. I thought about maybe adding like lace fixture to the bottom of the dress. I thought that would be cool. Puppy pads work really well. I'll have to get some.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
We cut them in half so you can. Otherwise, they're really big. They take over the whole table, which is not bad for kids and stuff, but most of us adults don't need that. And then, like, we have a tendency to use just one side. You can always flip it around and use the other side.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Thank you.
Oh. How you doing? Actually, let me ask you this. Is there any other things that you want to show people?
Like other art pieces?
Oh, that or like
On this?
Yeah, anything you want to talk about?
What I can think of right now.
Okay. 'Cause otherwise, what we can do is like if you want to send a picture of the final when it's done, because I'm gonna post this probably until January.
Yeah,
And
that'd be totally fun.
yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can flip it back to us, and then ask how can people follow you? Are you doing anything like that yet?
I need to make an art account. I'll
You're
say
fine.
a username live, and then I'll make it when I get home.
Well, it might not work that way. I mean, like, it might not be available.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Okay. Okay. So we'll end it. Okay, I know how to do it. Okay.
Okay.
So what we'll do? Okay, we'll flip it back to us.
Yeah, I need to do that. I had one for tattooing, but when I stopped, I got rid of it because I wasn't tattooing anymore. So I currently do not have an art page yet.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Let's flip it back to us. Oh, that's you. Isn't that cute?
She is
That's
cute.
so cute.
La 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 la.
Alright, so she's got a lot of work left to do on this. So what we're gonna do is she's gonna continue to work on this at home and relax with her pencils and the ASMR. Like I said that right? ASMR. Okay,
yeah.
cool. And then get the whole vibe because the pencil sounding and the scratching of it is so relaxing. So we're gonna let her continue to work on this at home, and I'll post a picture of the final piece at the end of this video. And then when you, if you want to see more of what Rayne does, look in the comments below, and I'll show you where you can follow her and like all of her things, because this is just so relaxing. I hope you do more videos where you're just like sitting there coloring and like, because it's so freaking relaxing.
Yeah, this is the launch of my YouTube career. Yeah.
Snaps of Rayne.
Yeah.
Like and follow.
Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me come in and do this. This is really fun, and I really appreciate it for letting me share my work.
Yeah, love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Till next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.